Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Great to have you back here with me. We're going to have another look at the best players from each Premier League team. I've had a look at the table and had a look at the different teams and really considered who are the best players for each team over the last couple of weeks. And going to touch on another team today. We've already talked about Sheffield United, so you can go back and check out that video. And I've got it in a playlist now, so you'll be able to look at that on the YouTube channel here. But today we're going to take a look at the player for West Brom, who I think is the best player for this Baggies team. And of course, the Baggies are struggling in the Premier League. They are in 19th place right now, and it looks like survival in the Premier League is going to not happen this year. Going to be going right back down to the Championship. But one player that I've picked out that I think is definitely their best player this season and potentially next season, depending if they can hold on to him, and that is Matias Pereira, a Brazilian attacking midfielder who joined the club on a full-time permanent deal this past summer of 2020, and he's been, to my opinion, their best player all season and the one with the most potential in a side very much lacking quality. Sorry, fans. Sorry, West Brom fans, but that's really true. This team is very poor. You know it. We all know it. It's a very poor team, and surprising just how they were unable to bring in anybody in January of real good quality. Sam Allardyce coming in back in the autumn or winter time. Really thought that they would try to really upgrade because I wouldn't have expected Allardyce to come in thinking that he was going to have the same team that they started the season with for the most part. But Matias Pereira has been good for this season, just of course inconsistent because this West Brom team just has struggled mightily throughout the year, as we've all seen. Now, Pereira signed for West Brom initially in 2019 on loan from Sporting Lisbon. Of course, like I said, that deal was made permanent in the summer of 2020. The Baggies paid £7.4 million to seal the deal to bring Pereira there full time. And had they gotten their money's worth? Well, 5 goals this season to lead West Brom, and his 5 goals have come in 22 appearances, 3 assists, so 8 goals overall for Matias Pereira this year. And this is, like I said, a team that is very low on quality. They haven't scored a lot of goals this season, and they have the worst goal difference in the Premier League at minus 35. So Pereira really carrying the load in terms of goals. He's tallied 8 goals, or he's been a part of 8 goals for West Brom this season, and have an expected goal total of 3.79 at the moment. His expected assists, is slightly under where his mark should be. His mark is 3.64, so he's just a little bit off that, but not by too much, which means he's really fulfilling his play out there on the pitch, and one of those few West Brom players who really is. So Pereira was on the books at Sporting Lisbon from 2010 as a youth player. He spent some time on loan at some different clubs, Portugal's club Chaves and Germany's Nuremberg, before landing at West Brom in 2019. And he showed a lot of potential at those previous clubs, which led West Brom to bring him over to the Hawthorns and to help with that promotion-winning season of 2019-20. Now, like I said, he leads the team in goals with 5, 3 assists. Hasn't scored a goal in a few games, so he's gone 5 games without a goal for West Brom recently. West Brom desperately need him to step things up and to score goals. But to be fair, West Brom have gotten results recently against Manchester United, Burnley, and Brighton, picking up 5 points from those 9 points available. So when West Brom signed Pereira on a full-time contract, so his permanent contract, which was signed in the summer of 2020, was a 4-year deal at £1.3 million a year. And if West Brom go down to the Championship this season, it's kind of leaves you wondering if they'll be able to cover that cost and to keep Pereira around. Obviously, a lot of the teams that will fight relegation, who have just come up, will have clauses in contracts that will cut a player's wages. So there's a chance that those wages could be cut significantly keep him at the Hawthorns for another season. So if we just look at a few stats here for Pereira, like I say, 22 appearances, 1,644 minutes played, 5 goals, 3 assists. He averages just 1.86 shots per game, and 3.79 expected goals this season. So he's actually playing really well for West Brom, and in my opinion, the best player for West Brom this season, and possibly going forward back to the Championship next year. And there's every thought that if he's retained for another season, and that season is in the Championship, that he could really excel against opposition in the second division. So Pereira, like I say, best player on West Brom this season, in my opinion. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments below. Is Matías Pereira the best player West Brom has, or does West Brom have someone else that you think is a far better player this season in 2020-2021? Guys, if you like what you see, please like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all the videos that I post here. And I'll see you next time, guys, as we continue to talk about the best players in the Premier League.